Hi, it's Kerry from Mobilates, and I'm here with you for 30 minutes. We've got some gentle movement, Pilates inspired and really mindful. So we move quite slowly, we think about what we're doing, might concentrate on sensation or imagery, whatever works best for you. But we're just going to take it just nice and slow. And you might be standing, you might be seated. We're going to lie down, but you could stay seated throughout. And I'll try and give you lots and lots of options. I hope you've had a good week. I'm enjoying the sun. It's just lovely having blue skies, seeing the little bits of spring pop through. Just need the temperature to warm up and I will be really happy. So we're going to get ourselves warmed up with a little shake. So you can see I'm just shaking my arms, my body inside my top. I've still got quite a thick sweatshirts on to keep me warm and quite a lot of layers. And then I'm going to take that wriggle a little bit further down. I'm going to move between standing and sitting and lying. And you can do what suits you. It might even be that you sit on the edge of a bed and then you use that for the lying down section. But remember, you can stay seated and I'll just keep giving you instructions and I'll move where I can and show everything in all the different movements. Right. And welcome you all here today as well, whether you've been here loads of times or you're a newbie. Lovely to have you here. We're going to take our feet to facing forwards, place our hands together like a prayer position. Excuse me. We're going to move our arms out and in, out and in. Now I'm doing a sort of medium-sized circle. You could make this smaller or bigger. Could be really small, could be more like this, and your hands just about touch. It could be a lot more expansive and you take it really far out. I'm sticking somewhere in the middle. And my breath is sort of timed with this. I'm not worrying too much about it. I just want to breathe. That's it. And then let your arms come down and bring your legs a little closer together. So when I look down, there's room to stick a book between my feet. Soften the knees a little if you're standing. This just makes the pelvic tilts we're about to do a little bit easier. And I'll turn to the side. I'm going to place my hand on my back and a hand on the belly. So I'm going to take a breath in. And as I breathe out, it's like I'm pulling this hand, or I like to imagine my belly pulling back from my top. And as I do that, there's a small movement. I've got quite a sore back at the moment, so just smaller movement for me today. This part of my back is just lengthened a little. And as it goes forwards, my pelvis just tips forwards a little bit. So here's my pelvis here. You can see my hands move. I'm not moving my arms, but it's just my pelvis doing it by its the movement of my belly pulling back. You can see the pelvis tipping forwards, tipping backwards. If you're seated, you can feel your bottom sort of rolling back slightly on the chair and then rolling forwards. It's small. Mine is a small movement today, particularly. That's it. And then have a little wiggle. And we're going to start, just give our shoulders a little roll. Keep it small. We'll come back to the shoulders in a moment. We're just giving a little bit of movement. And then tap the back of your head. Just enough to get a bit of sensation at the sort of in your hair and on the skin. And then take your head back like you're a little bit surprised. And my chin just dips slightly. And then I'm going to turn my head each way as gently as I can. I'm not forcing it. Just take it soft. And then next time I turn this way, and I'm going to hold it here, and then just take the tip of my nose down. And my gaze is sort of down my body here, down towards the floor. Then I'll take my gaze up, back to the center, and I'm going to have that little wriggle or a mini shoulder roll, a mini roll. That's just making me think of little cakes. Cadbury's mini rolls, that sort of thing. And then I'm going to turn my head to the side the other way. Take the tip of my nose slightly down. My gaze goes down to the floor and it's on this part of my body. And then I'm going to send my gaze ahead. I'm looking at my curtains and the window. And back to the centre. That mini roll again. And now make your shoulder rolls a bit bigger if that feels comfortable. So I like a breath for this one. I like to breathe in as my shoulders come a little forwards and up. And then as I go around the back, and I squeeze a little bit together as I go down. That's my breath out. Oh, that's nice. One more. And then we're going to give ourselves a gentle hug and just take the elbows up slightly, like you're trying to take them off your chest and higher up and down, up and down. There isn't a lot of movement or a lot of room necessarily here. And then I'm going to open my arms and do it the other way. So I can go for a smaller one where my arms haven't come as close together and those arms are coming up and down. Think about the forearms and the elbows coming up and down, stuck together, up and down. That's it, nice. And then we're going to march. I'm going to check, see if we've got any comments come through. Oh, yes. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Irene. Hi, Jean. Hi, Christine. Lovely to have you all here. Right, we're going to go into a bit of a march just to get everything warm. So it's a walking on the spot. It might be you just do your heels, a bit like a little speed walk. It might be you lift your feet up and your legs up. Keep your legs going whichever way you can. And we're going to move the arms. So can we take the arms and just do a little, my coordination just went there for a moment, I had a little glitch. It's like a very gentle punch forwards, but we're not really forcing the punch. We're just taking our wrists and our fists forwards. And then we're going to change it across the body. And I'm going to take this a bit slower and let my upper body just turn a little bit. And we're going to take it out. And then can we go for that hug again? Up and down. This time just send your gaze slightly upwards. So if there's a wall opposite you, look ahead and then just follow that wall up and your elbows with you and down. Up and down. Swap arms over just like before. Look ahead, take your eyes up the wall, down the wall, up the wall, down the wall, up the wall, down the wall. Well done. Right, now we're going to do a little rocking motion, forwards and backwards. So I'll show you what it looks like standing and sitting. It's going to be slightly different. So if you're standing, you might have something that you're holding on to, a chair or a walking aid, or you might have the wall at your side and you've got your hand on that. And it's like you've taken a step. So if I start from here, there's my step. My feet are a normal distance apart. And I'm going to rock forwards and backwards and see if I can get my feet to rock with me. Now, if you're seated, 1 foot forward in that right angle, sort of 90-degree shape, other foot a bit behind you, a bit behind the chair. Now hold on to the sides of the chair and it's like you're just about to get up. Not so much that you put in lots of force through this leg, just a gentle rocking forwards and backwards. You can always bring this foot forwards for a little bit, have a wriggle, and then take the same foot back. That's it. And we're going to add into this a heel raise. So next time we go forwards, that back heel raises anyway. Can we raise the front one a little bit too? And then we're coming down, forwards. That's it. And the same if you're seated. This back heel stays up all the time if you're seated. Maybe if your foot comes a little closer, you might be able to get your back heel down. But if it tucks right under and you can get it right under, keep it back and you'll find it staying high all the time. But this front one's coming up and down. Can we swap to the other side? So first, 1 foot behind, the other foot in front. I'm just going to slide back and that's better so you can see all my feet. Just a little rocking. Just feel the weight coming towards the front leg. And then it goes towards your bum and this back leg lightens. Front leg especially, and then the legs lighten. That's it. And then if you're doing it the other way, if you're doing it standing, rocking a little forwards. Hi, Paul. Nice to have you. I just saw you coming in then. That's it. We've only just started. So now I'm going to take it up into that heel raise. So it's like you're going upwards in your walk. So you've taken this one step. It's like we're going to go way up high. That's it. Now, if you have trouble with your toes or your feet in general, you might be doing this in shoes and you're just using the sort of rockiness of your shoes, like if they've got a curve or got like a rocker sole. That's it. And then shake it out. Perfect. Now we're going to take the legs wider. Feet are going outwards. And I want you to sway from foot to foot. You can see I'm lifting my heel off here. And if I'm doing this seated, I can do the same thing. Could be having hands on my thighs, or you might have your hands just sort of behind you at the sides, just holding onto the chair. And then if you're seated, both feet down, I want you to push downwards. You can see I go upwards and then just relax, have a little wiggle. Push down, have a little wiggle. And you can bring the arms in that I'm going to show you now. You're standing, legs are apart. The feet are out a little bit. They're not like super out like that. They're just outwards a bit. We're going to slide down a wall. So your back goes down straight and your knees come out to the sides. They're going over your toes. And then we come up again. Doesn't need to be very low. Might just be like this. Might be you go lower. Now we're going to circle the arms out as we go down, or if you push down into your feet. As you come up, the arms come in. So this is a bit like as we started, but instead of the prayer position, we were like this. I want you to have your palms showing out and in. And your hands are coming more to the back of your head almost. Like there's a wall behind you and you're running the back of your hand and the backs of your arms on that wall. That's it. And we'll go for a couple more. And then we're going to ease this off with something really swishy. Now here comes the swishy bit. So let your legs move, let your feet move, let your arms softly move around you. It might look like this, or it might look more like this. Seated, it's probably going to look like this because the chair tends to get in the way. And if you swing your arms, you'll just hit the back of the chair. Don't want that. That's it. And then I'm going to turn to the side and show you the next position. If you're seated, sitting on the side of your chair like this will really help. So I'm going to hold both arms gently forwards. And then this is my working arm. We're going to pull back in a bow sort of position, and then ahead, and then down. And then I'm going to show you my palm. So I'll show you again, pull back, ahead, and the arm swings down. Now, if you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia, you don't want lots of rotation at the waist, and there is some rotation here. So I want you to bring that foot, that leg, out on that side. So it just opens your hip out. It's going to lessen the rotation. Gets a little bit in the way of my arm. I'm just trying to miss it as I go past. If I'm standing, it looks like this. So this is the standard version. And then if I've got osteoporosis or osteopenia, I'm going to turn my foot here to face you. So as I move back, this hip's already moved with me. That's it. So let's go for one more this side. And then give everything a little wiggle, and we'll do the other side. So I'm going to carry on demonstrating the version, sort of standard version, where the hip bones just face straight ahead. But remember to keep that leg out if you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia. So your bow, and then this sort of underarm movement till you open both arms up, because both my palms are facing you. Let's pull back, forwards, and then underarm. We'll go one more. Perfect. Bring your arms down, give your shoulders a little roll. Let's go for some swishes next. Forwards and backwards swishes. I've taken my legs a little wider. Arms come forwards and backwards. And you can see my body's sort of moving. It's really my bum and hips that are doing the movement. I start sending them back and the rest of my body's sort of following. I can make it a little bit more fluid and softer, a bit of a bounce in my knees, or you could just keep your upper body, leave the knees out of it and just take it up and down, and arms up and down. If you're sitting, I like wide legs with this one. Arms go up in the middle, and you can use your feet and your legs pushing downwards. It gives you a little bit of sort of base to feel as you're doing this, a bit of stability. And then we're going to hold it in a sort of semi-squat position. So if you're seated, it'll look like this. Your hands on your thighs, your back straight. You're just looking ahead, waiting for me to say what we're going to do. And if you're standing, something like this, like you're going to sit on a high stool. Then we're going to take one arm out and keep your bum where it is and just reach the arm out as if you're cleaning a whole surface and just giving it a shine. And then place the other arm there, same thing. Arm back on the thigh, push through your feet and come upwards. We're going to take it into lying down if you're happy to lie down today. You can stay in the chair if you'd rather, or seated on the edge of your bed. Right, let's get a better view of the floor. I'm going to go between the floor and my sofa bed. It's always a good time to grab a drink, I think, as we move into the second half of this. It goes so fast. And if you're lying down, you might want a small cushion underneath your head. So if you're sitting on your chair, it's nice to put a cushion behind your back, actually, for this. And sit right at the back of the chair so that we all have something against our backs. And that can be nice. And just take your time getting down there. Don't worry if it's taking you ages to get down. It's all good. I just want everyone to take their time and get comfortable. And then when you do get to your different position, you just let your body have that moment. I'm just easing into my back, which is quite stiff, the lower of my back. Lifting too many chairs, and just cold weather, I think, is what's done it for me. These are the sort of movements. This is exactly what I do. Once I've gone through the really owie stage, normally after the first day, I start doing things like this. And then let your bum and your back be still. You can rest your arms and just let your head either roll against the cushion or just turning your head if you're sitting on a chair. Come back to the center. And now put your hands somewhere out to your waist. And I want you to breathe into your hands so that you feel a little push as your ribs expand outwards. Take a breath in. And then let that air go through your nose. It's not a deep breath, just a normal breath. On this next one, take your breath in. And as you breathe out, if you're lying down, think about your front ribs sinking downwards, and then let your belly muscles pull your bum up a little bit, like you're lowering your waistband down to the floor. And then you can reverse it. The belly rolls away. You might even have a bit of space behind your back. So send the breath to your waist. And as you breathe out, pull your belly back and up. I know I give lots of different ways of saying this. I'm just trying to reach as many people as possible with this move. So you can think about these front ribs lowering. You can think about pulling your belly back from your top like it's cold and upwards towards your ribs. You can think about dropping your waistband back to the mat or to the back of the chair. Last one like this. And then extend one leg away. Now, if you're in the chair, come towards the front of your chair. So you're sitting on the front third and put your hands just behind you. If you're lying on the mat, just put your arms downwards. So now we've got one long leg and one foot on the floor. So let's push into the foot on the floor, and it just lifts your bum up a little bit. So mine's just coming up, this hip's coming up towards you. And then I'm going to let it go down. My knee is going away from me. And it's like this crease here, where my leg can come into my chest. It's like I'm trying to make this straighter. That's it. You'll find as you do it, this leg will roll away from you. This leg goes forwards. Pelvic yawn just sort of opens up your pelvis. Also like this one for a sore back. And then we're going to change legs so you can see how it looks on this side. I'll show you the seated version in a moment. So I push into this foot, you can see my bum comes up and I get this slight twist and dippiness. This bit dips up and down. That's a quicker version of it, but you can take your time. Now let me show you the seated version. Same side. So where was I? I think I'm that side. I've got my hands behind me and just push a little into that foot. So I can feel the energy going down this leg. I feel this bum lift a little way, and this one stays on the chair, stays on the sofa bed, and my foot rolls out a little bit. My hands are doing a bit of the work as well. Perfect. Now we're going to leg slides. So similar but different. Take a breath in. Think about it going to your waist if you like, but just take a breath in. And as you breathe out, slide one leg away. As you breathe in, slide it back. As you breathe out, slide it away. Breathe in, bring that leg back. So you can do it with every breath out. One leg goes away from you. As you breathe in, it comes back. Or you can just move the legs and breathe anytime you like. That's it. Now, if you're doing this seated, you can lean slightly back, put your hands behind you, or you could lean into the back of your chair. It depends how close it is. If you move further back, you'll find that your legs want to go in the air. That's fine. If you're more comfortable like that with your legs going in the air and having a bit more back support there, that's how I would do it. I'm leaning slightly back and keeping tall. We're going to bring some arms into it. So opposite arm to leg. This is like at the start where I start to lose my coordination. That's how it looks seated. If I come to the edge of my seat and I'll show you. You're just trying to make each one as long as you comfortably can. So if it looks like this and they need to be shorter, absolutely fine. And if I come back to lying down, now you could be sliding along the floor or you could be hovering here as well. I like quite a long hover. I just hold it there. And we're going to go one more time each side. And then I'd like you to take your arms either up to the ceiling or ahead of you and circle them round. So they sort of soften as they come round and then they come up and they're straight. They're not reaching right up, not yet, we'll do that in a minute. So they reach up, shoulders are on the floor, and then open them outwards. Like you're drawing two big circles. And again, now you could do this with one leg at tabletop or with a heel raise if you're sitting. Or even two legs in tabletop if you're lying down, or two legs in a heel raise if you're sitting. I'm not going to do two legs today. I'm going to just work on the other side. And then take the legs down and bring the arms back up. We're going to work one arm at a time. So if you're lying down, you're going to be aiming up towards the ceiling. And if you're sitting, your arms are ahead and you're just aiming straight ahead. I want you to raise one arm. So one arm going up towards the ceiling or straight ahead, and then take it down. Palms are facing each other. I'm going to raise the other arm and then let it drop downwards. We're not sort of dropping it suddenly, we're placing. Reaching up, taking it down. Reaching up, taking it down. The arm stays the same shape. So you could do it lower down, and the shoulder just lifts up and lifts, takes down. Straighter arms. But you can see I don't bend it as I'm doing it, I just keep it in the same shape. Both arms. That's it. And then take your arms down by your side. If you've got cushion under your head, I want you to take it out. If you're seated, I'd like you to do a pelvic tilt now. And if you're lying down, we're going to bring the feet a little closer. We're going to do a pelvic tilt. And then we're going to push into our feet and just take it up to a low bridge. And then roll down. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to look at the ceiling, because otherwise what tends to happen is this. You can see I can slide back like that. So we lose the stability of what we're doing, and it can get like a little pressure on the head and neck. So find somewhere for your gaze. I'm looking up at the ceiling. I haven't got anything. I've got a little bump somewhere on the ceiling I can look at there. Right, I've got it in focus. And so I keep that bump in focus as I start to lift up, pushing my feet and bring my hips up, and then take it down. And that just keeps my head and neck nice and still. And then take it down. Now we're going to do something with our arms. So don't worry about the pelvic area. Place your hands together. So it's like they're in a sort of prayer position again. And first we're going to take them up and down or backwards and forwards if you're sitting. And then let them come down. Now we're going to press the right hand into the left hand and press, and the body can move with you or it can stay. So if you've got osteoporosis, let the body move with you. If you haven't, you can let the lower half of the body stay where it is and the arms and the torso move over. So right hand presses into left, you move to the left side. Left hand is going to press to the right and move you towards the right side. So I'm going to show you. This is the top of my body moving and not my lower body. And if I move everything, it's going to look more like this. I'm really taking my time on this one. And then take it down. Lengthen your legs away. If you're seated, it helps to come to the edge of your chair. And then I want you to bring your toes right up towards you, towards your face, towards your knees. And then we're going to keep our foot in this shape, but lower the ball of our feet if you can. So the toes still come towards you, but look at the change. It's a bit like I've got high heels on. And now I'm going to let the toes lengthen. Then I'll pull the toes up and pull them all the way back. One more time, lower the balls of your feet. So it's like you've got a high heel. And then lengthen the toes. Toes come back towards you. And then your foot is flat again. Toes are coming back up here. Now we're going to circle or arc. You might do a wave. If you can't get a circle, you might draw a big circle. I'm doing a few outwards ones away from the center. And then a few inwards ones. Oh, I can feel a load of clunks in my ankles. I do these ones today. Need a bit of oiling, so I'm going to go a bit each way. And then we'll do some for our wrists as well. And then if you're lying down, bend your legs so you can roll onto your side and push yourself up. Get yourself to a comfortable seated position. And then we're all going to bring out our inner mime artist. Imagine you've got your hands just in front of you on a wall. So you're pressing against this wall. Now I want you to pull your face back from that wall. And then let it relax and give your shoulders a little shimmy. Place your hands on that wall. It's just in front of you. And now pull your face back from that wall. And a little shimmy. Same again. I'm there with my mime artist. Hands on the wall. Pull your face back from it. And then take your hands down and give your shoulders alternate rolls. We're going to take a breath in and shrug up. And as we breathe out, they're going to melt down. Breathe in, let's come up. Breathe out, melting down. Take your palms out to the side and scoop up the air with a breath in. Bring your hands to touch. Breathe out, bring them into your heart. Well done. Lovely to be moving on a really quite bright Wednesday afternoon. Barely any lights on. Oh, I do like that. Right, I'm going to see who's saying what here. Oh, glad you're all enjoying it. I shall see you soon. See you next week.